And I'm back with more Persona 4 Golden. Gonna finish up Naoto's dungeon, hopefully, today, and then do the actual boss fight next time. I would imagine part of the problem I had with that boss fight with Mitsu was the fact that I was a bit under-leveled, but still, a dork having multiple health bars is not fun. So I'm gonna say that was the actual problem. So yeah, I'm level 46 right now, probably gonna get leveled up later, but yay, panic! Let's go. Do damage. Or knock yourself down, that's good. Just smack him.
It's not going down.
Here we go. Crap.
I can't defeat it.
It's not going down.
Couldn't quite beat it. It got back up. Defeat it fast.
As far as things to talk about, the main thing I wanted to talk about today, provided I don't get wrecked right away, is
There. That's amazing, Yukiko-senpai. Keep it up.
the stats.
Going down.
And what I mean about that is the 5 stats that exist. The kindness, knowledge, understanding, courage, whatever, you know, different. They're under different names in different games, for sure. But how they interact with gameplay, and the good and the bad. Because of that.
Couldn't quite beat it. That's
The
amazing,
good
Yukiko-senpai. Keep
is
it up.
that
That's
you're
great,
given things to
senpai.
do.
You really get me going.
It's a cool idea in theory, like, you get more courage, you do more things, you fight off more stuff, you do, you know. I think when they're, like, they give you more things to do in a game, like, say diligence in this, it gives you more chances to build a thing. In Persona 5, it makes you able to build more, like, thieves' tools. You know, that sort of thing's cool. Being able to, in this game, fish more.
Yes, I leveled up.
That's not a bad idea. It's, you know, little cool things like you're gonna get hit by the dude's chalk in the classroom, but if you have enough dexterity, you can kind of dodge your way out of it. But it's not enough, I think, to get past some of the main issues and problems that I face with it, with the system.
That's a tough one. Darkness.
And the main issue I have with the system comes down to
3 enemies left. You can win this.
the fact that some social links are gated off by certain skills at certain levels. We saw this with Nanako and Dojima. Like, understanding and specifically expression. Yeah, I get starting off a new social link for more money, you need more understanding, or you need more intelligence, or whatever the fuck. That I kind of understand, but it's also in the same vein, it's kind of stupid. But when you start a social link, you should be able to just go through it.
No way, it's not working. There.
Man, you suck. Uh-oh.
Yukiko-senpai needs help.
Okay, I'm not liking this. I said I'm not liking this.
It's 1 enemy to go.
Fucking hit him! God damn it! We found out he's weak to it. Now fucking kill him.
Yosuke-senpai,
Fucking hit him! God!
kill him.
There.
You hit the enemy's weakness.
Alright, good.
Okay.
But again, I get it from a thematic standpoint.
Yosuke-senpai, your help
On a
is
thematic standpoint, the higher you get to a character, the more guarded they are, and you should take more time to do a thing. Oh, man. Ooh. Nice. Kind of wish it was Arrow Rain, but I'll take it. Kind of wish I could have buffed Arrow Rain to something better, but Mahama-on at this point again, cool. But again, it's like taking Nanako. Like, Nanako is not going to like you any more than she already does. Like, I get it. A lot of her stuff is what happens to people when they die. What is this gonna be? How is that gonna work? It makes sense that you'd need a higher level of stuff to get through that, but nah. It drops, I think, the allure of wanting to do a thing when you have to spend 5 or 6 extra days doing more of that thing just to get through to it. You know? And, because you don't have a choice. Okay, so this is the last level. I don't know if this is going to be a short one. I'm probably just going to hang around this level when it's level 8. Because I do definitely need levels. Oh, hey! Domination Machine, except
strong. Watch yourselves.
he's probably weak. Because I'm hurting him.
Go for it.
Some thick skin.
Cool.
Someone finish it off.
God, I wish you were this easy before. But still, it's like saying, why am I leveling up a stat just to get to a character? Because in Persona 3, you'd have to level up a stat
I couldn't do it.
in, you'd have to level up all 3 of your stats to level 6 just to open up the social link. That's fucking ridiculous. I mean, yes, the allure of, you know, dealing with Mitsuru or Yukari or Fuka is kind of neat, but it's just frustrating. Because that's the alternative. Like, ew. That's a really big annoyance and contrivance when you consider the balance is, hey, I can do a little bit of stuff better. Like, I would think that opening up a social link, sure, that's not the big problem. Like, needing a certain stat to tell yourself, man, I'm already fucking there, jeez. That you would need, hey, level 5 intelligence to deal with this person or whatever, and, you know, ace an exam to do a different thing. Okay, I was misconstruing that noise for the Reaper. But you can see why it would be a frustration.
Uh-oh, that one's immune to darkness.
You're annoying.
It's not going down.
Shouldn't someone heal Yosuke-senpai?
So, I think one of the things you could have done was you can only use certain, you could only go to certain areas if you have higher courage, or if you opened up your dexterity, you'd be better at batting cages, or I'm sure those are little things that exist, right? But maybe opening up the actions themselves, rather than tying social links to, hey, midway when you're focusing on social links, hey, I'm good with Nanako, I'm getting her to level 7, oh god, now I'm stuck for another 10 days. What the fuck? I mean, it's an incentive to do it, but there's also too many drawbacks.
That's amazing.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, it's showtime. Are you ready?
So,
Ready when you are.
it's a give and
Beat
take.
'em up.
Whoa! Whoa, shit. Kuninushi. You can also get a skill card, but let's get a Kuninushi. That's a dude, by the way. Japan doing it again.
Yukiko senpai, you don't look.
That was kind of a minor thing to talk about. So I used the rest of this episode to kind of talk through the schedule and went forward. I have chosen Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna do Kingdom Hearts after this. And to be fair, won't be done with Persona 4 for God knows how long. Hey, give me back. Get back. Get back. Okay. Won't be in Kingdom Hearts for what? Like another 50, 60 episodes. So bear that in mind. This would help me level up for sure. I would love that. The poll ended up being close. It was Chrono Cross and Kingdom Hearts. It was pretty much 2-1 for everything else. And that's going to be another dual playthrough with myself and Lee, and she's offered to actually play it because she knows that franchise better than I do, and she's played the first 2 games more than I have. So she wanted to take a crack at it, so she's going to do that.
Going for the kill.
The thing about Kingdom Hearts
Senpai,
and
are you
not
okay?
dying, definitely not dying, is that I don't hate the first game.
Couldn't quite beat it. I couldn't
Okay,
do
so is
it.
Dizzy. That's a start. Not good.
Chie senpai's confused.
Nope.
Senpai, you're low on health. Be careful.
It's totally worth, you know.
Come on! 4 enemies left. Don't give up. I am that.
And to be fair, I think with Kingdom Hearts, it's a frustration of what happened to it after the first one.
It got back up. Defeat
And I'm
it
sure,
fast.
yes, it makes sense later on, I suppose. Man. But there are so many games.
No, hang in there.
There are so many games
I am thou.
that it's tough to get my head around sometimes. But that first one is pretty simple. Even the second one,
That's
to an extent,
amazing,
is
Yukiko-senpai.
we're going to
Keep it
Disney
up.
Worlds. We're doing the thing. But they layer on so much extra stuff. And that's going to be the frustrating part of it. The benefit is I have somebody there who has played it and does enjoy it more. I mean, I don't hate it, but I like the... I think for me, I like the
Yosuke-senpai's
initial
confused.
theory of what Kingdom Hearts was. Final Fantasy characters and Disney characters
Quite
mingled.
beat it. 4
And I think it
enemies
became
left.
less
Don't give up.
about that the more it moved on. Oh my god, dude. Fuck!
Chie-senpai's poisoned.
Persona!
Ah, shit.
Yukiko-senpai's persona is sealed.
That's some thick skin.
And that's, I think, where it is I like seeing the cameos of the Disney characters. I like going to the worlds of the Disney characters. The more that Kingdom Hearts tried to be about Kingdom Hearts,
I can't defeat
the
it.
less I understood where they're going. Oh man. Damn it. No!
Ran away. The
God, what a
bad
waste.
thing.
Ah! Damn it. And now I'm gonna fight some random.
Another enemy appeared. One
Fucking
to be
hell,
exact.
dude. Oh yeah, my critical hit worked on them!
My turn, right? You got it, huh?
Alright. But I do think there is something to be said about having somebody there who does know,
Senpai,
and somebody
that
who
was
does
so
appreciate
cool.
what Kingdom Hearts is trying to be,
Yukiko Senpai's persona is
and doesn't have that same frustration.
one enemy to go. Keep it up.
And,
I am thou.
you know, has played it more often, because, admittedly, I played it one time, maybe a second time, then I streamed it, and that was kind of the end of it.
Great, Senpai.
I like
Going
Kingdom
for the
Hearts
kill.
for the music. Yoko Shimomura did really great music, and I've actually played Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, and it helped kind of solidify the story and recap it in a less frustrating way. My frustration... Oh my fucking Christ! I love it. Well, there we go. Akasha Arts. I knew something would happen. Check this shit out. Heavy physical damage. So, it's a step up. They're not doing the severe damage yet, but they will. And for me, it's... I like the music, specifically something like Hollow Bastion, but I've gotten used to a lot of the music, and it's actually really freaking good. That's my selling point.
This one's strong.
The music, the allure of being in that... Ow.
3 of them. Don't give up now.
Of
okay?
being in that... Ow. The allure of being surrounded by the Disney and the Final Fantasy iconography, at least for the first 2 or 3 games. Because I've heard that Kingdom Hearts 3 goes away from that, goes more for Pixar, and it's trying to wrap up all of the story bits. Because, to be fair, it's not that Kingdom Hearts has so many games, it's that they didn't, like, go Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3. They went Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories on a what was it, Game Boy or PSP or something? It's such a weird, like, they bounced around so many different systems, saying everything was canonical before getting to 3. Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts blah, and it's just like, until recently, where they finally just fucking said, okay, we're doing 4. Like, they wrapped up the story of 3, and they're now going to 4. It's like, alright. Took you long enough to finally just say we're doing 3, 4, and 5 or whatever, you know, or we're starting something different. And it's not even so much the Soras and the Goofies and the Donalds, it's the fact that, again, you'd have to bounce around, and if you miss something... I deal with this with Trails, too, and that's why Trails is always going to be one of those, like, uh-oh. I didn't like the first one. What do I fucking do? Oh. Because with Ys, you don't have that problem. And Ys is in the same vein as a dead guy.
Last one. Go for it.
Ys you can just kind of pick up and play as the games progress because they bounce around at their leisure. It's like a James Bond movie or a Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, they are sequels, sort of, but aside from 2 and 3, you don't really need to know. So you don't really need to care. At least too much. With Trails and Kingdom Hearts to an extent, if you miss a game because it's on a different system or it's not part of the canon, or even if you do, you know, and I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense. I'm saying it's going to be a little hard to make sense when you have 50 million different games that bounced around system to system, because a lot of them weren't on PS3, PS4. They were on the handheld systems that maybe I didn't have, because one of them was on the PSP or the Vita, then another one was on the 3DS, then another one was here, then another one was there, and it was just like, okay, is it Kingdom Hearts 3 or is it just more stuff? I'm sure it's all interconnected in a way, but I'm not sure. Which is why, when we came up with the idea, doing it together, it was, we're going to focus on 1, 2, 3, and 4. If 4 comes out and we like it and we do that, you know, because we're going to do the first one and see how that goes, right?
It's a strong one. Don't lower your... This one...
But I do think...
You can win this.
I do think 4... Or I do think Kingdom Hearts 1 at least is a good baseline. Because it does some silly things, but it's not so silly with its story quite yet that I'm frustrated by it. And even 2, I don't think is as bad, now knowing what Chain of Memories was. So I'm not going to make fun of it like I used to. And again, this is without the, you know, us talking through it, because we've done that. Because how this started, I think, and actually, I remember how she got started on the channel was because she wanted to do the Kingdom Hearts podcast on the other channel. Go subscribe to that channel if you haven't already. It's Strife's Sanctum. Cheap plug. But it was, I'd already done it, and it was already uploaded, and she's like, I want to be in more stuff. So she ended up being in Silent Hill and other things, and then we did the poll recently that said, hey, this was a cool idea. And then we saw the reaction to Legaia and was just like, yeah, between Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, and Legaia and Dino Crisis, we're like, yeah, this is working, let's do it. And I'm hopeful. Look, I'm hopeful just on a numbers perspective. You know, just apropos of nothing else but numbers, I imagine Kingdom Hearts is special. Oh my fucking god, here we go again. No physical! Ah! Yes! Oh my god, yes! Holy balls! Okay, I'm liking this even more now. Yeah, good job. Try it. See what happens. And again, I'm not trying to dissuade anybody early on. What I'm saying is, I'm coming into Kingdom Hearts with a checkered history that has slowly waned over time, and I think the more enjoyment I'm going to have is being with Lee while she's doing it. Because, much like the early episodes of Final Fantasy VIII, I don't think I would have appreciated it, and I don't think people would have enjoyed that playthrough if she wasn't there balancing my stupid ass out. Because far be it for me that Yosuke is a dumbass, keeps dying, but I'm not negative on it. That's what I'm trying to get at, is the negativity comes from just, you know, part of it has to do with the meme of Kingdom Hearts as opposed to the reality of it, and a lot of that is fake. Like, Yosuke, you can stop dying anytime now, that'd be just peachy. And to be fair, I do think Kingdom Hearts isn't that bad. I think it's the people who have had talked about it. Like, I remember, what was it, Barry Kramer tried to do a rundown of the story, and every time they show footage of him, he cries as a joke. Or Jim Sterling did, like, he did like 3 or 4 minute rant on like the story of Kingdom Hearts when they were talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 when that came out, which feels like so long ago, which actually kind of was. But again, you can see my point as liking a Kingdom Hearts game more because somebody's there to help balance out the situation, as opposed to I'm playing it and I like it, but I'm also just gonna bitch about it all the time, you know? Man, you suck!
Uh-oh, that one's immune to darkness.
Seriously?
You know, Yosuke, stop anytime now.
Someone finish it off! One
Stop
enemy to
any
go.
fucking
Keep it
time.
up.
I can't wait to replace you with somebody who actually knows what they're doing. And Yosuke doesn't suck as a character, he's just really being manhandled because he didn't have the luxury of I'm focusing on his social link so he can withstand every freaking attack there is. But he's getting mauled. So in between episodes I'm gonna have to get my weapons.
One enemy to go. Keep it
Weapons and armor figured out.
Thick skin.
up.
But again, it's probably more enjoyable that way. Because it ended up becoming one of those things like, with Tales of Arise and Secret of Mana, I enjoyed them less as I played. The memory of playing them was not as fun as the act of playing them was. Or, the memory of playing them was better than the actual reality of doing so, and it turned out that I think Secret of Mana was a mistake.
Okay, let's go.
But I don't think of that in the same way. Admittedly, I don't mean it as a mistake, as in numbers-wise it didn't do good, or I didn't enjoy playing it. It more so that I don't think playing a game you don't enjoy is fun. I enjoy Kingdom Hearts enough, and that I have somebody, the backing that is going to help me enjoy it more, because we're going to bounce off each other. Like, Legaia, I don't know if I would have ever played or ever showed off, and then guess what? It ended up being one of the best things we've ever done, if not the best. Final Fantasy VIII, everybody enjoyed, by and large. And I don't know if that playthrough would have done as well without her input. You know, so there is a give and take there. But there's also the reality that there's no way in hell that... I mean, this is not going to turn into a Kingdom Hearts channel, right? Just like, if I was to play an East game, it's not going to turn into an East channel. Like, this isn't a Persona channel just because I'm playing Persona 4 and I love Persona 5 and all that junk.
Careful.
This is still JRPGs in general. And I'm kind of glad that I'm resisting the urge to go right back into Final Fantasy as much as I am. You know, because I can't.
Down.
There's a benefit to that, because there's more to JRPGs than Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest and Persona and Pokemon and all that. There's all of them. And even if something like new comes out, like Loop 8 or something, what if that ends up being amazing?
Go cheer, senpai, go! Kick their ass!
Or, say, Odin's Sphere. I'm wholly under the interpretation,
It's over already?
and let's see, 13 episodes. I don't think we're gonna be. I think we're gonna be finishing up Legaia by the time you guys hear this, so we won't be into those episodes. We'll be into the random stuff, the Toe Jam and Earls and columns and whatever. Where I did an update about this before. Odin's Sphere. I am wholly under the belief that Odin's Sphere is probably not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Right? It's an underground classic. I mean, that didn't stop Legaia, but see what I'm working with. It's not Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy VII. I don't even think, like, something like Nier Automata, right? I'm not going to have a problem, you know, selling that one if we ever get to it. Odin's Sphere, like, whatever happens, happens. It'll be one of those things like, I think I'm glad I'm doing it, and I think overall the viewership is going to succeed because I'm doing it. But I'm also under the assumption and the fear that it's gonna end up like Tales of Arise in a strange way, where it's like it's going to stand on its own, but it's also not. And I don't know if people are going to give it a chance because they may have never not heard of it.
Senpai. I can't defeat it.
But I could be totally wrong. It might end up being another Legaia situation where because not as many people have played it, or there was a fervor for Odin Sphere. I don't know how big it is, and that's the key to it. I don't want to sit here and play just Final Fantasy, just for views, right? That would be stupid, because I'm going to get whatever viewership and numbers I'm going to get from whatever I do. And Yosuke's probably dead. Nope. Yay, thank God. My thought process is, I'm going to enjoy the hell out of playing Odin Sphere because it's totally different from anything I've ever played. To this day, it is the sort of thing that is such a unique experience, or at least so different from a Final Fantasy type experience, or even a Persona experience, and I'm like, dude, this is good. You know? So, in the back of my mind, there's a give and take between what I personally feel playing it, which is amazing excitement, because as I've said, I'm amazingly excited about playing this, and not everybody's going to feel the same way, but that's true, you know. We ended up being super excited about Legend of Legaia, and I had no idea it would be as big as it was, you know. I mean, I should have, but I wasn't. I'm totally surprised at 30, 40, 50 views or some shit. You know, that's pretty freaking crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Couldn't quite beat it. Guys, Senpai's really hurt.
And the same thing goes for any other game. Like, if I do go back to Final Fantasy, like, what is the game that people want to see? Because I've done 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Senpai, quick, someone heal her. I am thou.
Personally, to me, my idea of what would be the most interesting is different from what a viewer would find the most interesting. And that's an interesting concept, I think. Because I was not expecting the fervor for Legaia. I think Lee did, which is why she was excited, but I didn't. I was like, okay, it's a PS1 game that I never played, but we never had before. It's a thought, let's try it. And no, it worked out way better than almost anything I've done since Final Fantasy VIII. You know, even Final Fantasy VII to an extent didn't, you know. And I'm talking numbers-wise, not interest-wise, but just numbers, I think. Odin Sphere is in that weird situation where it's such an underground thing that I'm not gonna know hide nor hair of how it's going to do. But I think the excitement of me playing it is going to be something that that will carry me and say, you know what? I'm going to enjoy it, and I think people will resonate with it. Will enough people resonate with it that it's the biggest thing ever? You know, because you hope and pray, I think. Because you never know. I think all I can do sometimes is hope and pray that an episode is funny, or an episode is good, or a talking point is good, and that Yosuke will stop dying anytime soon.
Hang in there.
But again,
can you stand?
I totally understand if people are like, I'm kind of glad you didn't do Final Fantasy over and over and over. There are some people who have been like, I wanted you to do Final Fantasy over and over and over and over and over and over and over. That would have been fun. You know, because there are some people who do that. They challenge themselves to play every Final Fantasy game back to back. And I've readily admitted that while I think the Pixel Remaster 2 is better, or has been better, or has been said to be better, I have interpretations that say being a better piece of shit doesn't make it good. You know? But what if I do that poll in a few months that says, which of these Final Fantasy games do you want me to do? Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, or 5? If it's between what I think is going to happen, I would say it's between 1, 4, and 5. But I might underestimate the interest in 2 or 3. You know, just because I personally found them not as exciting a game to play. Do note, the Pixel Remaster has made those games better. Because the issues I had with 3 were the absolute ass end of the game where you can't have save points. Or they didn't, and... oh dear. Oh my god! Do you see this shit now? She nullifies physical, she can endure darkness now! And if you're curious what endure dark means, check this shit out. What she would do... this is now automatic revival with endure dark. She had survived dark for a while.
You okay?
But it's automatic revival. Oh boy.
Uh-oh, that one's immune to darkness.
So again, I think
Fire is 3 of them.
what my
Don't give
personal
up now,
preference
okay?
is in a game can also spit in the face of what interest there is of both the people who like a product and the people who don't. And that's an interesting thing to consider, because I'm not doing this for numbers. I know I've been talking about YouTube numbers over and over for the last 5 minutes, but you see where my head is at. None of these games are games I don't want to play. I've had issues with Kingdom Hearts,
Ooh, nice.
but I still like it enough that I enjoy it, even if I don't sound like I do. And I said this to somebody a while back, is like, I'm curious what game you'd like to do someday. Is Final Fantasy 12 on that list? And you said as much. No. You know, I don't want to keep harping on it, but it shows up as a sticking point sometimes. It's that is not a game that personally grabbed me, like, ever. And I tried replaying it with the Zodiac Age, so don't let it be a, you know, because like the Pixel Remaster may make Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy 3 enjoyable, right? But that's not always the case with remasters. Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, did not improve the music that I thought was background noise. Didn't improve the characters, which, outside of Balthier and Ash, were just there. You know, and the battle system. You can't fix a battle system that is ingrained in a thing, regardless of a Pixel Remaster.
2 enemies left.
I've said as much. I think if it wasn't called Final Fantasy 12,
I'll finish you.
that'd be one thing. But again,
Yikes, it's time.
my opinion on a thing versus what the popular opinion of a thing is, and how it's going to perform, whether critically or emotionally or
I am thou.
whatever, are all things that go into describing an experience.
This one.
You know,
I can't
everything
defeat it.
has a thing.
Shouldn't someone heal Yukiko-senpai?
We're probably fine. Stop.
This
Shut
one-
up.
Yukiko-senpai's poisoned. I'll finish you. Someone finish it off.
Persona!
One enemy to go. Keep it up. I am thou.
So again, whether Odin Sphere or Kingdom Hearts succeed, that's just up to the whims of life, I suppose. But there's a weird excitement about that, because in the end of it all, I'm just playing video games. And all the philosophizing and will this do good or will this do bad is relevant to, are people going to have fun listening to me or Lee or both of us talk shit about a video game while playing it, you know? But are we ourselves going to enjoy playing it enough that playing through it does not become a slug? And that is important. Because if I was not enjoying it, it would be a Secret of Mana situation all over again, admittedly. And I think games can do that, you know. You're allowed to like a game or not like a game. You're allowed not to think a game is as special as I think it is. Like, I think Odin Sphere is going to be the best thing I ever did. I might be absolutely fucking wrong, because I'm thinking this game's the best thing I've ever done. And then sometimes I'm thinking Yakuza was the best game I played. I don't know. But that's part of the fun, is I'm not just a one-game person, so I'm not stuck playing just one game. So there's fun to be had for all of them. Well, she doesn't need repel physical. Let's see here. God, there's so much there. Wait, no. I've got no physical. I'm good. I've got no physical. I'm good. Alright. Yeah, Endure Dark is good. I want to keep that. But again, I think it's cool that as more games go on, and the more I play it, and the more, you know, because more people might be interested in the games as we go along, it's like I'm both serving new people, but I'm also serving the people who have come before, and people have resonated, and then they say, no, I want to see Star Ocean. You know, because I didn't think people wanted to see Star Ocean, but that was interesting. You know, people wanted to see Chrono Cross, and hopefully when they patch that game, I'll be more apt to play it when I'm interested in that one, when it's not, you know, because I've heard that remaster is also kind of, it's fine, but it's not great, but we'll get to it, you know, because these are all things that will eventually end up being great. No! No, 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 no! Growth 3 is amazing. Never get rid of it. No. Anyway, I spent a little time focusing on that bit. Persona of Light, where are we at? Okay, but I mean, look at this. I have pretty much nullifications for everything I could worry about for this next fight, because I have null physical, so Dekarabi is no longer an issue. I don't have my Meteorama on anyone other than Yukiko, but I'll live. It's a worthwhile endeavor, I suppose. I'm going to take... No, let me just save here. I will go off camera. So I'll save it here. Yeah, I'll save it here. And then I'll save it again after I buy new items and equipment, because we've spent a couple of times doing the thing. What I'm gonna hope and do, I know I'm under-leveled, but that hasn't really stopped me yet. I'm gonna go get some weapons and armor, because I've got a little bit of money for it. And then we'll fight Naoto next time. I should be able to handle it, but we'll see. I don't think this fight's gonna be as difficult as Mitsuo was. I'll see. Next time.